Welcome to another Jenny Live. Hope you're having an amazing evening. It has been a while. I hope you didn't miss me too much. We had some amazing days with the fam, and the weather's been amazing in Tulum. So if you're visiting, don't forget to check us out also on Fridays in Straw Hat. ¿Cómo están, amigos? Buenas noches. Estamos en vivo, en directo con otro Jenny Live. Únanse a nosotros en Miami TV, por favor. Vamos a ver si de a poquito me van poniendo el chat por aquí, y estamos en vivo para interactuar con ustedes en vivo e en directo. Si quieren dar comentarios o temas, aquí estamos. If you want to interact about anything in particular, let me know. We are going to have the chat open in a second. And of course, members of Miami TV, hello, hello. If you are visiting Tulum anytime soon, you guys, don't forget to tune in to Straw Hat Friday evenings around midnight. We are live from there doing our crazy Do You Dares. And they've come up with a great marketing idea, which is basically, hey, you know how there's always a girls' night out? You know, now they just said, let's do a guys' night out and give guys free drinks. So I don't think I've seen that anywhere else, but I thought amazing, because then our show is so much smoother. And yeah, it's about time the guys get some drinks, right? I mean, it's always the girls get the drinks, so they attract men, but honestly, the way that the world goes today, it's almost as the opposite is happening, where women are the ones after the men. The men don't really care about the women anymore. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so after midnight, Straw Hat, Friday evenings, tune in and hang out with us, either live by being a member in Miami TV, or on the spot right there with us. All right, guys, I'm going to give it a second for the chat to, woo, there you are. Hello, Sao Paulo. Sean, welcome. Louisiana. Hi, Jim. Welcome. Welcome, guys. Bienvenidos. I can read you now. I can read you now. Saludos desde Alcalá de Henares, Madrid, España. He visitado Alcalá. Muy bonito. La gente súper chévere. Hello, good night. Hello, good evening. Alvin, Tom, welcome, guys. Ireland in the house. Taylor Swift's concert has been canceled from Vienna. Yeah, not really a fan of Taylor Swift, so not really interested in that information. But since you mentioned it, actually, I was going to read this afterwards, but now that you mentioned her, I'm going to read you this, because it is freaky, okay? That's not even a word. It says Taylor Swift fans are experiencing memory loss. What? Memory loss after attending the Eras tour. There's an explanation for the apparent memory loss. Of course, there's going to be some conspiracy theories going after this, which is basically the satanic rituals that happen while their concerts are going live. This goes for the major Hollywood stars. So yeah, Taylor Swift fans have been claiming that they can't remember from her concerts once they return home. The pop sensation has been taking the UK by storm in recent weeks as her Eras tour arrived in British shores. Featuring for more than 40 songs and lasting almost 4 hours. Oh, that is a long trip. You'd be forgiven for not remembering absolutely every detail from the show if you were in attendance. But some fans have actually been reporting that they can't remember anything at all from the concert. That's scary. Hi, Anniked. Hi, Terrell. Welcome, Ricardo. Some Swifties, they're called Swifties, have taken to social media to share their experience, with some saying they don't remember the concert at all. What's the point of paying for something if you can't remember it, right? On TikTok, somebody said, post-concert depression, maybe? No, I have post-concert amnesia, because why do I not remember the Eras tour at all? I was there, and I know I was there, the time of my life, and I had the time of my life, but why can't I remember anything? Another fan saying her memories of the show were all a blur, adding, I literally don't remember anything, Eras tour amnesia, so it's a trending thing. Hey, Ireland. Buenas noches, Tarcisio. It turns out that the Swifties are actually experiencing something called phenomenon known as concert amnesia. So it's a thing. It's a new thing apparently, which is recognized syndrome among psychologists. They always come up with something, right? The heightened emotions of multisensory sensory experience of a concert like Swift's make it difficult for some form memories, according to expert. It's similar phenomenon to the memory loss experienced after a traumatic event or any other event that is likely to heighten your emotions, such as a wedding. So is it that like they're like so fanatized that their mind just kind of creates a black hole for that moment? That's freaky. When people experience trauma, sometimes that memory gets blocked out or isn't formed properly. That doesn't make any sense at all. I'm sorry. I'm not a psychologist, but that doesn't make any sense. That isn't to say Taylor's concerts are traumatic, right? But the emotion of the situation can mean people are so immersed in it and so emotional that the detail of the events aren't as well formed as they expect. Yet the thing is that they're not saying that they don't have details of the concert. They're literally just saying that they don't remember anything at all. It's like, it's a black moment in their life. There's a real anticipation around it and it ramps up your emotions. That's true. People's emotions response to an event can either solidify that memory or weaken it. Weaken it doesn't necessarily mean wipe it out. Some people attending the concerts will find them very memorable and will form what's called a flash bulb memory, where you remember a lot of what's happening in that specific situation. But for other people, the emotion of the situation can mean that the memory trace isn't laid out as strongly. Hello, welcome guys. Hi, Aaron, thank you. But some strongly, while the Eras Tour was taking place in the US, American fans reported also similar memory losses. This isn't a concert-specific phenomenon. It can happen anytime you are in a highly emotional state. As the body's stress level increases, the neurons associated with the memory start firing indiscriminately. They explain it's really hard to form new memories. What? Who's coming up with this? Like, where is this coming from? They continued, if you're slightly on the edge with a little bit of excitement, you'll actually remember better. But too much excitement pushes you over the edge in terms of memory formation, and you're unable to make those memories. Has anybody ever heard of this before? I mean, is this even a thing? Obviously, it's a thing, or they've made it a thing because, all of a sudden, it's like when we talked about a couple of months back. I don't remember the word because it was really long, but it was people seeing like demonic faces, and every time it's happening to more people. So, boom! All of a sudden, there's a name for this, right? And it's like, no, these people are just experiencing this traumatic mental illness. So I'm like, why is it that every time there's some kind of conspiracy behind something, that science comes out and says, no, debunked, there's a name for this, you know? So I'm sure it's a thing. I'm sure, traumatic events, it makes sense that you black them out. Sorry, you black them out because you don't want to remember them. But I mean, being in a concert and paying as much money as people pay to be in a concert just makes me think like you would want to try to remember as much as possible. And if not, at least record it on your phone. No, I don't know. So it is a little freaky. And then you have the conspiracy theorists coming out showing a part of the show, I guess we could say, where some of them are actually portrayed by some people as satanic rituals. And remember, I've always said, and I'm not saying this is something that this particular artist does, but most of the people that have that kind of influence do this, okay? And it's plain out. If you want to find information in it, you will. It doesn't mean every single song is it, but a lot of these shows, because concerts move so much energy, at the end of the day, everything is a movement of energy, okay? So we're thinking about moving. Your emotions is basically something manipulating the way that you feel, which means that they're in control of the way that you're spiking that adrenaline, you're spiking that emotional level, the screaming, right? I mean, it's basically your energy full out. Who's feeding from all this energy? Obviously, everybody in the concert, just like in a football field. Hola, Louise from Australia. Just like in a football field, there's this there's all of this energy being released that you're feeding from everybody's energy there, but I feel like that's also going somewhere. And yes, 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 there are artists. In fact, most of the high-end artists that are, I mean, like we're talking about the top A-list, okay, in music, have gotten there because they do satanic rituals. It's not a hidden thing anymore, okay? It's something that actually exists. I repeat, I'm not saying this particular artist, but I'm saying in general. And there are conspiracy theorists, which I'm not saying is true or false, but leave it up to your opinion, that when you hear some of this songs and you see some of the ways that they're doing the show on stage, that it's freaky. I mean, they've basically come out doing full out rituals on people's faces without, and everybody's just laughing and all hail whoever they're seeing. And this, by the way, when you're in a concert and you put your hand like this, you're basically giving your energy away and you're allowing it to be manipulated. So be very careful where you go. It's amazing. Yeah, of course. I mean, if we were to look at all these things, you can't leave home, so that's not a thing. But just protect your energy, do your own meditation of protecting your energy so nothing else can come inside and you're not being brainwashed by someone and their music, because this is very normal. Artists do it all the time, and it's very simple. Money and music is the way of moving so many souls and so many people's energies around the world that it will leave you really creepy. So if you want to look a little bit more into it, Google or actually in X, there's a lot of videos, but Google satanic rituals and concerts or stuff like that, and I'm sure you're going to see so many of them that if you were in that concert to begin with, you don't really notice it, because you're like, wow, what a show, and it's unbelievable because they do such a great job. But there's such a deeper message behind it that if you really knew it, you probably wouldn't attend to begin with. So yeah, just be careful. But I love how scientists and psychologists just all of a sudden come out with answers for everything when something like this comes up, right? It's like, do you think it's normal that that all of a sudden there's more people losing their memory when they attend these ritual concerts? I don't know. I don't think so. Okay, guys, 1 second. Let me open this. Guys, we're live, and it is 7:24 here in Tulum. Today's Wednesday, August 7. Come and say hello. Hola, Australia. Hello, Australia. Brazil in the house. Hi, Brazil. How are you? Okay, this is from James, one of our members. Jenny, pornography blackout is rolling across the U.S. Oh no, or maybe it's for the better, I don't know. For millions of Americans, accessing online porn now requires a government ID. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's a great move. Pornhub may soon be blocked for 1 out of 3 Americans. This could have a global implication for the future of the web. If this sort of control over the internet content is allowed to happen, what content will be controlled next? I mean, if you're seeing the news and the things that are happening, there is a control of the web already. And Elon Musk is, I guess, one of the guys that came out a week ago saying, would you use the new X search engine if it came out? This following up on people actually suing Google or advertisers to push down news that they don't want to be shown in the search engines. So come on. Of course, Google is the #1 in the world. So of course there's going to be a manipulation of what they want to show you first and what they don't. Now, it's scary to think of it, yes, of course, because there's already kind of a control over this. But at the same time, there's really nothing we can do about it. We could just hope that someone like Elon Musk or someone like whoever comes up with a different search engine and we can use it a little bit more freely. But if you ask me, I don't think this is a bad idea at all. I mean, they're basically trying to get underage people off adult websites. So if you want to see something that has adult, content, then why are you so afraid of showing your ID? A lot of people, and also the scams. I mean, these websites are probably one of the number one scamming websites that you can be on. People steal people's credit cards to just pay for porn and get away with it. So I actually agree with this. I mean, I don't like censorship. It's not great. But in this case, it's only to check that you're 18 and over. So yes, I am all for it. Is this the tip of the iceberg, do you think? Is a barrier to free speech being created to limit people's access to information? That, unfortunately, is also being created to limit people's access to information. Yes. Come on, it started with YouTube, right? Where there's certain things that you can't talk about and people getting blocked just because they're giving their opinion. So there is no longer, let's be honest, there is no longer this freedom of speech on the web in a lot of countries because, there's that politically correct person on the other side of the web saying, I don't like what you're saying, so I'm just going to, and viruses. True, viruses too. You look awesome. Thank you, Billy. Hello, sis. Hello, how are you? So what about you? Would you mind showing your government ID to go into a website that has adult content? I mean, I get it. People don't like to have like any record of them being in an adult website. I mean, it even happens to us sometimes on our Sun Beach TV web that it's adult because there's some nude, but there's nothing sexual in it. So there's still, some people that are very prude in the sense that, oh no, make sure you don't send me any emails or mailing list or anything. Nobody can find out I'm here. So there is still this taboo over this. Even if you have like a naked yoga website, it's the same thing. It's like, no, nobody can find out that I look at a naked chick online because, God forbid, something's going to happen. And I think that's just a lack of self-responsibility for what you do and really just owning up to what you do. If you like doing what you're doing, whatever it is, then who cares if people judge you? I mean, you should have a strong confidence enough to be able to put up with people's BS. Now, if you're doing it under your partner's back, right, and you're in a relationship and you're having more time with somebody else online, let's say, then I would understand why you would want to hide yourself from being in any of those sites. But other than that, everything should be open. I mean, come on, find that warmth at home, you guys. It's not impossible. All you have to do is just have a clear communication, and if there's something that you feel you need from online searches that has to do with adult content that you're not getting at home for whatever reason, then definitely add your wife or your husband into it and just say, hey babe, for some reason I kind of dig this site, or I want to see this, Pornhub or whatever. But I just want to let you know, so it's not a secret. Because the moment that you have secrets, it always starts with something, right? And it'll just lead to something worse. So no secrets in a relationship, guys. Please be very open. It's not like you're being loyal, but you are unfortunately going to be generating some negativity, especially if you're lying about it. And I think probably a really large percentage of people in relationships lie about the fact that they masturbate to porn, for example, online, and don't tell their partners because they're ashamed or they're afraid of what their partners are going to say. And the thing is that you're actually not only affecting yourself, but you're bringing in that negativity to your partner when you're with them. So that doesn't seem kind of fair. It's like if you want to go out and have an online sexual experience, whatnot, go ahead and do so. But make sure you're being open and clear about it. If you really do believe that it's not going to affect you whatsoever in your relationship, then why are you so afraid of showing it, and of talking about it? And I love how a lot of people are like, oh no, porn, but and those are the people that watch it the most. It's like, really? Come on. I think everybody and their mother probably watches some kind of adult content today. So it's not that big of a deal. Just be adults about it and show your ID. Yeah. So I don't know how legit this is or when it's actually going to take a hit online, but at least now you know that you might have to show your ID. And I'm guessing they're going to do the whole like ID with your face on it, like because you could just grab somebody's ID and post it there. So that's also a big no-no. This is something that artificial intelligence eventually is going to bring about a little bit more cyber security. It's a double bullet, right? I mean, in Spanish we say espada de doble filo, which is like a spade with two sharp edges, because at the end of the day, you have cyber security, right? You have all of this legal laws coming out to protect people from the internet a little more, which I think it's kind of silly. Your parents should be the ones protecting you, putting some kind of lock on your computer. But a lot of parents aren't home all the time, or kids know how to get away with it. But at the same time, there's more control over what we do. So yes, it'll get to the point where nothing. It's going to be nothing that you do online. It's already happening, right? Is a secret. Everything is shared. They have all of your information, everything that you do, and if they want to find whatever it is that they're looking for, they're going to find it. It's really that simple. There is no privacy in the world today. We know this, right? Hermosa, gracias. Going to Miss Atlanta, Georgia past weekend. Have fun. So going back to a couple of weeks when I mentioned to you guys, you have to get to the point where you wouldn't ever be embarrassed if something were to come out with your image and artificial intelligence, because I think everybody's going to be, not everybody, but a lot of people are going to fall into these scams and are going to fall into a potential situation of being scammed using artificial intelligence. Like, oh, I'm going to show, like before, right? Like till today, there's still these scam emails that you'll get. And they'll be like, oh, hi, with your email and your password. And they'll say, I'm going to show to your family and all your friends the video of you having fun online, watching adult videos. And if you don't do it, then you just laugh about it. Like, I laugh about it every time I get one of those. It's like, really? What a loser. But when people, and these are mass videos and they're not real. But imagine, like, and if it's happened to you, you know what I'm talking about, but that judge or that parent, right, or that husband that gets that email and they just freak out and say, oh no, I don't want, anybody to see what I was watching and how I masturbated. So they get scammed and they end up sending money, bitcoins and whatnot. So it's a sad world, the one that we're living in. Scams are always going to exist. But I think that with artificial intelligence, the more that we get into this vibes of technology, the more exposed that we are to it as well. So you have to have that really I don't care vibe and that strong personality of yourself, that if you know, right, what you do and what you haven't done, and don't do anything that you would be ashamed of. That's all. And there's nothing to be ashamed of when it comes to sexuality, as long as you're not doing something illegal or watching minors or stuff like that, right? Of course. But so what? Everybody masturbates. Everybody, everybody does that. It's no problem. But some people still, there's probably 90% of the population that still live in that bubble of like, no, masturbation is a sin. You cannot do it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about sex. It's illegal. So what if the day of tomorrow somebody tries to scam you saying that they have a video of you doing porn? And it's totally possible because artificial intelligence, there's already videos of Class A top Hollywood actresses that have never done porn, and there's videos of them doing porn, and you can't tell if it's real or fake. So eventually there will be laws that come out against this, right? Against whoever's doing it, and but how much of a law can you really pull out when it's something that's international? And once something's out, once something is leaked, you can't stop it. You can only stop it from showing maybe on search engines, but a friend can send it to a friend and vice versa. So you can win a lawsuit maybe if the laws get, all these new laws get passed with the online safety. But eventually it's something that you cannot allow these kind of things to affect your character and affect your persona, affect your state of mind, affect your peace. That's why it's so important for people to be sure about themselves. You need to have confidence. And if something comes out, instead of like, oh my God, this is going to ruin my life, this is that, if you know it's not real, then whoever is going to believe you is going to believe you, and whoever's not, is not, and that's because they want you to fail. So that is when and you can even laugh about it and say, you know what? They did a really damn good job. If I were to do a porn video, that's exactly what it would look like. And you can laugh about it. But I can't even start to think about the people that would even consider like suicide if something like that comes out. And how do you explain it to your partner, right? Like all of a sudden, if somebody's trying to scam you and they grab your face, because your face is everywhere. Come on, let's be real. Hey, Daryl, thanks. Nice advice. Thank you. ¿Podemos ir arriba un poquito? Should be Jenny has a gorgeous body and should be doing one of these newscasts topless. Thanks. Well, we do our nude shows for our members, so but not on YouTube, guys. But yeah, imagine like you all of a sudden get a saludos desde Estados Unidos. Hola, Austin, bienvenidos. Imagine you all of a sudden get an email and somebody sends you a video of you like being unloyal, right, or having sex with somebody else, and you know it's not real. And they say, if you don't pay me X amount of money, I'm going to leak this to your family, to your kids. Maybe you're a teacher. And of course, it's going to affect everything, because before people actually prove and see if it's fake or not, they're going to fire you. You're going to probably have a divorce. It's horrible. I mean, the things that are going to be happening with the scams are insane. That is why it's better to prepare beforehand and be ready to know. Did you know you should have a safe word also? Did you know that there can be scams done with a live video now with AI? You can literally be getting a phone call with your daughter's voice and face, and they can be telling you that they're in need of help if you can wire them money. So you need to, I know how silly this sounds, but believe me, it's not silly at all. You need to have a safe word with your family, with your friends, anybody that you know that would comply to help you in a difficult time. We have one with my family. Of course, I'm not going to share it, but everybody needs a safe word. So if somebody calls and you don't get involved in the situation, it's very normal when people scam that they'll call crying. But what if those calls, eventually, and it's happening already, pass on to being video calls? There's already voice cloning, you know that. I have my own voice clone. Okay, you can check it out in swoons.ai, where you can talk to me anytime, and it has totally learned my personality. I was the first one to do it in the company. I was the one to launch, I was the model to launch that company as a model. So they really took their time on me. And I had it learn everything on my sexual energy site. I had it learn, everything on my energy site, on the spread positive energy site, so that when people do talk to me or talk to my AI, with my AI voice, they get responses like I would give in Jenny Live. And some of you have given great feedback and saying, I can't believe this isn't you. And I'm like, that's because they took their time in doing it. But you can voice clone anybody's voice today, and it's like, oh, this is you. So if you don't have that trust with your partner, if you don't have that, that blind trust with the person that you're with, anything can break it. As much as an AI video coming out and saying, you cheated on me. Look, this is a video. You cheated on me. And it's not real. So it's here, guys. It's happening, it's real, and it's only going to get worse. So this is the time for you to just take your mask off, be transparent, be yourself, be legit, okay? And stop being ashamed of who you are and what you do. Own up to your mistakes, own up to the things that you do. If you're doing something that you know is wrong, then just stop doing it, So then you have a say in all this. And of course, have communication with your partners. So if there's anything like this ever coming out, because remember that negativity is also always in the lookout to see how it can screw you over. So if somebody can scam you out of money by saying, I'm going to bring this out to life if you don't pay, and you're afraid it's going to come out, even if it's fake, it could be somebody else could do it afterwards, and then you're just going to be this little mini guinea pig that they're going to just keep draining money out of. So you need to have safe words, you need to have communication and clarity and self-confidence. Saludos, saludos, buenas noches. Hi, Michelle, Marcos, welcome, guys. All right, loves. Anyway, but yeah, it's those times. The times have come where technology is. Out for good and for evil. So make sure that you're staying safe. Make sure that you don't click any fishy links. Make sure that you're aware of, if you're going to an adult site and it asks for your ID, make sure it's the actual site. And yeah, just be safe, be positive, stay good. Don't forget, if you want to talk about anything in particular, send me emails to jenny@miamitv.com. We will see you now for members only with a positive energy seminar in sunbeachtv.com. So big kisses, love you, have an amazing evening, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time here in Miami TV. Good night.